Alright, here's what I got so far. Got it pretty much stripped down. Of course, I gotta get what little bit that's left. Started off with some Jasco paint. It kind of worked. And then I read out these pads right here. And I didn't realize that they wore really quickly. So this lasted about 2 minutes. I don't know if it's just I've never really used one of these, and this is actually the first time I've ever used an angle grinder. And then I went after scrubbing and trying for a couple hours to get the paint off. I realized I have a wire brush. It's like this, and this worked a little bit, and another 6 hours later, all I really had done was the top side of the front end, and I was getting really tired of all that. So I went out and got this cup right here that attaches to a drill, and another 3-inch wire cup that went on an angle grinder, and that worked for a little bit. It started hurting my hands because I have small hands, and the angle grinder's like this thick, and it doesn't have a handle, so that got a little, it's very fatiguing. So after yesterday, that's how far I got. And I got most of the top side of the frame done, and then I ran out of the paint remover and daylight. It got pretty dark out here, and it's kind of hard to work out here with my tinted safety glasses and yeah, a drill and a angle grinder. It's pretty. This actually worked pretty well for some of the tighter spots, but unfortunately for stuff like, you know, these corners and inside right here, it didn't work out too horribly well. So this morning when I got up, I went to Walmart and bought actual aircraft remover, which, if you're gonna redo something like this, I would just go ahead and bite the bullet and get this. Don't get anything else. Get this. I thought I could get away with getting something else, and it didn't work out so well for me. So a combination of this and the I got a 3-inch actual wheel for a drill. It's a flat wheel. It's a flat wheel, not a cup wheel. And it's about where I'm at, actually. Should be done with it here maybe an hour. Hopefully maybe an hour, because it's getting dark and I really want to have this thing primered by the end of the night, or at least have it a first coat on. Got a wrench, an adjustable wrench, and bent this bracket, I believe, is the one I bent back into place. Yeah, that bracket right there. I'll bend it back into place. What else? I say that a lot. I don't script myself when I do these, like I said a couple times already, I'm sure. I just kind of go for it. I'm not sure what to do about this. There's a weld right here from something. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm gonna have to knock that down and then, you know, make it look pretty again. I'm not sure about this motor mount. I might actually just nix it and just go from there, and probably get a 45 degree, not a 45 degree, maybe a 10 degree motor mount that kind of like it clamps over these two bars on each end, and then over here, and then the motor mounts to that. Might do that. So these bearing brackets, getting in here, getting into these little grooves has been quite a bit of a pain. So I just get a pick, just kind of go in here, you can't see it, but where this and this meet, there's a weld here and a weld at each corner. There's not a full weld all the way across, so dirt likes to get up in here and in here, and of course it's the same on the other side, so that hasn't really been fun to deal with. This is actually finally coming out. This has taken a couple coats. Basically, I'll put the stripper on, let it sit for a few minutes. With this, it doesn't really, it says 5 to 10 minutes, but really like 2 is how long it takes for a lot to start coming off. But after I do that, I'll go through with the drill and the flat wire brush and get as much as I humanly can from what I coated, and then I'll go over everything once or twice to let it strip off what I can. And then if there's any left over, I don't try to like this piece right here, I didn't like sit there and just sit in there and try grind, or brush it till it came off. I got off what I could, and then I just apply another layer, and then lather, rinse, repeat, and get what I can. And then if that doesn't work, just keep going. Alternate between the aircraft remover and the wire brush. Go between that and, of course, like I just said, the wire wheel, and everything comes off. See, look, that's starting to actually look good. It's a bracket right here, these 2 holes. I'm not sure what's supposed to go there. I'm gonna take a guess and say something to do with the brakes, maybe? Maybe that's something you can mount the caliper to. And I realized that there's a bracket up here, right here, which is for the master cylinder. So I'm actually glad I figured that out, because I was actually wondering where I was going to be able to put that. Completely being new. This is my very, very first go-kart. I've ridden in go-karts before. Well, I've ridden in, one at Six Flags and one in California. I don't even remember where it was in California. And then my dad bought some little yard cart. I think it was a Yerf dog, something from somebody, a friend of his. And I rode that around. It was a pretty little speedy little cart. But I've been, actually, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure really what got me into karts. I was looking up something on YouTube, and then I got led to Cars and Cameras. You know, John, Ike, Taylor, Bert, all those guys. And then I just started watching all those videos, and I was like, oh my god, this is cool. I saw that they were using the Predator engines, and I started looking at other people who had Predator engines, and then that led me to like people building their own karts. And I was like, you know what, that would be really, really, really cool, actually, to have one of those. So that's where I'm at on the painting. Took some Loctite rust inhibitor and the wire wheel to this, so this actually moves freely again. So, well, kind of freely. And then, so what I'm gonna have to do with this, I think, is pretty all that up and to get another one of these, because I might reuse this, I might not, because this, you know, slips over here and then it goes onto that mount that's on the thing and bolts to it, and then it can turn. I might, if I can't get this to be like completely 100% like free, I may just cut this off and put another one of those up on the steering bracket and just use that, because that actually spins, even though that's pretty rusty and pretty old, it spins better than this. Although I'm pretty sure you want a little bit more rigidity when it comes to your steering. You don't want it just to wiggle and come out. Still got to completely disassemble this thing because I'm not going to use this at all. Anyway, this is what it looks like now. I'm going to hopefully by the end of tonight have it primered, and then tomorrow I'll paint it and I'll shoot some more video then. As you can see, I'd finally gotten it all stripped down and got a coat of primer on there. However, I did want to go back and do a second coat, but it started raining, and it's scheduled to rain for pretty much the whole week. Even though it's clear and sunny right now, I wanted to come out here and get this video while it was clear and sunny. Because I don't know when I'm going to be able to come back out here and do anything with it. I'm going to be putting a second coat on it, hopefully, when it stops raining, and hopefully, even though it was rained on and sat outside, the paint was dry already, actually, or the primer was dry. Hopefully, won't have any problems. Actually, I'm about to see if I can at least paint one of the floor panels. It's actually the very front one, so go ahead and do that and see what happens. Well, as you can finally see, I finally got it painted. It was raining for a couple of days, so I couldn't paint it. It was primered and it was sitting out here in the rain. And of course I had to go back over it with some more primer after the rain stopped. And then of course I had to work a double at work, so
couldn't get it done. Well, finally got it done today, just now actually. I just sprayed the final coat of clear coat. Got everything kind of sort of mocked up with the body panels. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the floor pans over the mounting tabs or under the mounting tabs. It was weird when I originally got it. As y'all could see, it came with these were on top, these are on bottom, and I believe these were on bottom. So they were all on bottom except for the front. So I might just go back to that, because having tabs up everywhere would look kind of weird, but I think just having some in the front would look alright. I would have this assembled, but neither Lowe's nor Home Depot have the bolts I need. They're button-headed socket caps that are 1/4 by 28 threading, but all Lowe's had was 1/4 by 20 threading. However, if these holes were just 1/4 holes, that'd be okay. I could just go ahead and, because they're the same diameter, just the thread would be different, I just have to buy corresponding bolts. However, as some of these holes are actually threaded, I couldn't do that because the threading is for 1/4 by 28. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to get some 1/4 by 28 socket cap button heads, or however you actually call them. But other than that, I'm about to get everything on order. I've actually, while I was at Lowe's and all that, I actually got bolts for the bearing cassettes, and I believe for the rear wheel hubs. However, after buying them, I realized that the hubs I'm ordering actually come with either 1/4 or 5/16 bolts, depending on what size you order. So, I guess I'll have extras. Anyway, I want to start getting it put back together. The clear coat's drying. I'm actually quite impatient. I kind of just want to put the steering wheel on there and just kind of, sit on there and just see how it would feel. But unfortunately, I wait for the clear coat to dry. Anyway, that's about where I'm at right now. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing a cost breakdown at the end of each video to let you guys know exactly what I've spent up to this point in the build.